Should real estate investors get a real estate license? Hi, I'm Phil Pustiowski with FreedomMentor.com, and in this video we're going to share with you the pros, the cons of getting a real estate license if you're going to be investing in real estate or if you already are investing in real estate. Now, I went online and took a look around to see what the other articles and videos look like on this subject. A lot of great stuff out there, but nothing really just covered it all. So that's what I'm going to try to do in this video. I'm going to try to take you from A to Z, all the details, because I'm a licensed real estate agent, have been for many years. Most of my most successful students are, my coaches are, and frankly, most of the successful real estate investors I meet out there in this country, they're all licensed real estate agents. So that should tell you something. It should tell you that there probably is some benefit in it. But it's beneficial within certain constraints, and so we're going to hit on those. Okay, so let's talk about the pros. What are the pros of getting a real estate license? Okay, pros. Number one, the big reason to do it is money. I believe that a real estate license is a license to print money. Let's talk about why. First of all, a commission on real estate, that can be a lot of money. You know, I meet real estate agents all the time that are doing quite well out there. And there seems to be this almost unsaid kind of little undertow in the real estate investing community where they kind of snub their noses at real estate agents. I don't know where it comes from, because I know real estate agents that are making over $1 million a year, and they've never done an investing deal in their life. I ask you, are you making $1 million a year in your real estate investing business? Exactly. So there's a lot of money being made just on the commission of a sale of a property. But you may be saying to me, Phil, I'm a real estate investor. I don't have time to be a normal agent and go show houses and drive buyers around in the back seat. Understandable. But what you can do when you're licensed is you can refer deals to people. We did some studies and we found that less than 5% of real estate deals are going to fit for a real estate investor. That means 95% of all the deals out there are not for real estate investors. Where do they go? They mostly go to a real estate agent who's going to get 3%, or in some cases 6%, which can be great money. Let's do the math. What is 3% of $1 million? 30 grand. Yeah, it's good money. And think about this. You didn't have to go buy it. You didn't have to fix it up. You didn't have to resell it. In fact, I would argue that real estate agents are the ones that came up with the concept of no money down real estate. They're making money as a commission, as the middleman, as a broker. It's great money, and there's very little investment. Now, there's the investment in the education and whatnot. I'll get into that here in a second. But as far as the actual deal is concerned, you pop that thing on the MLS, home run. Now, there's another thing. What about when friends and family come up to you and say they want to buy a house? See, when you're an investor, it's kind of an awkward situation. Because if you want to flip them a deal, then you have a little bit of a problem on your hands. I mean, do you give them a great deal, not so great deal? You don't like your uncle, you like your aunt? What do you do? You know, when you're a licensed real estate agent, you're going to get 3% either way. And so I've done a ton of these deals, and I love them. It's some of the easiest money you'll ever make. And my friends and family, they trust that if they're going to be working with me, they know that I've done so many deals in my life that I've been in their shoes 100 times, more actually. And so what that means is they can trust that I'm going to be able to give them the best advice. So having your real estate license gives you this ability to make money when your friends and family want to buy a home. It gives you the ability, with all the leads that are coming into you as a real estate investor, you can assign a bunch of them to real estate agents. I do that all day long. Well, my assistant does, but I mean, this happens all day long. I mean, most of the deals that come through get sourced out to other agents, and I just get a cut in the deal. It's beautiful. Now, if you're doing short sales, listen carefully. You know, the business has changed quite a bit recently. A lot of changes. And these banks are a lot stingier than they used to be. And so we don't get the kind of discounts we used to. And what that means is, if you don't have the kind of room that you used to, it's a lot more difficult to do these back-to-back flips. And as an investor, these creative deals where you make money in the middle. So that means you got to make your money somewhere else. Now, what we used to do is we put on a negotiation fee or some other fee on the HUD. These banks have gotten smart, though, and they get rid of all of those. The only thing they're willing to pay these days are commissions. So if you are in the short sale game, you're going to make your most money if you get your real estate license. And so the people I know that are still at short sales real heavy right now, and now's the perfect time. There's more short sales going on than ever before. They've got their real estate license. So that's another key item right there. So number one pro, you're going to make more money. Number two pro is I'm going to call it access. And this is the access to the MLS. Now, I'm not going to go too heavy on this as far as when you're licensed, because you can actually get access to the MLS when you're not licensed. But this will ensure you get access and you get full access. Here's what I see a lot going on out there right now. I see people trying to get into real estate investing, and they're trying to assess the value of a property using Zillow or other free tools. They're just not that accurate. In fact, some of Zillow's numbers are incredibly inaccurate. Not because they're bad people, not because Zillow isn't spending millions of dollars to make accurate assessments of value. The issue is they don't have access to the information. The MLS is a monopoly. It is controlled by the National Association of Realtors, and they know it's their monopoly, and they guard it tightly. Now, they have had some antitrust lawsuits against them in recent years where they've had to release some of the data, but they still got their paws on most of the data. And so if you are a licensed agent, you get access to all the data. What the sales comparables are, active comparables, withdrawn, expired listings. You get access to data, how long it's been on the market, all sorts of information, which is all critical to you being able to evaluate if a deal is a good deal. So having MLS access is huge. Like I said, at the end, I'll talk a little bit more about how you can get access to it without being licensed, but it's a lot more difficult. Okay, so you have your real estate license, you can make more money, and you can get a lot more access to MLS. You can also list your own deals, which is kind of nice. You can get a lot more control over the listing when you are the listing agent yourself. All right, so those are the pros. They seem like a home run. What are the cons? Okay, first, a myth. There is a myth out there that if you get your real estate license and you're an investor, all of a sudden you can't do as many deals as you used to be able to do because it restricts you. And it somehow reduces your options on types of creative techniques you can do. I'm yet to see that in the real world. It may exist. And if it does, I would like for you to send a comment just below this video to tell me what that is. I am all ears. I'd love to see where the real estate license got in the way of someone doing a legitimate, legal, creative real estate investing transaction. The one thing a real estate license will do for you is it will raise your standard. You are now going to have to do business even better because now you have a whole new authority, and that is the licensing board. But hey, I have no problems with that. I love being further above board than anybody else. I'm okay with that. And so aren't the people I work with. Wouldn't you want to be more honest and more truthful? I mean, there's no reason to do anything underhanded. So if you have to be held to a higher standard, no problems, right? Okay, so I don't consider that a con. Here's where the problem is. The problem is the expense. And it's not just a financial expense, it's also a time expense. It's expensive to get licensed. You got the cost of the education, the cost of the testing, the cost of the fees, the cost of the realtor dues, because to be a part of the Association of Realtors, the cost for your E&O insurance. Did I mention fees? And then you have fees. And did I mention fees? Oh, yeah, fees. I'm not kidding. There are so many fees, you don't even know where they came from. You get, because this is, governmental. You get your license and it's just fees coming at you all over the place. It's thousands of dollars to get your real estate license. And then once you are licensed, then you're going to have ongoing fees because you're going to have to get continuing education. The Realtor Association, like a vacuum, just keeps sucking money out of you. So it's expensive. And then you have to think about the time. If you want to get your real estate license, depending on which state you're in many states, you're at least 150 hours into the initial pre-licensing course to take the test. And if you don't take the test, you have to keep studying and keep doing it. I mean, you're going to be out a lot of time. And I can give you example after example of people I've talked to. Talked to someone recently where he was trying to get into real estate investing. He said, you know, I really should get my license. So he went toward the process of getting his license. He has been studying for 6 months. He's not through the kind of do-it-yourself course we can do online. And that's going to take him at least another 3 months. He'll finally get to the testing. Let's say he even passes it. Then he has to get his license hung with a broker. When it's all said and done, it'll have taken him 1 year to get his license because he only has like 5 to 10 hours a week to commit to real estate investing. So he sacrificed all of his real estate investing time to get his real estate license. And meanwhile, he's losing out on this perfect time right now to be doing some investing deals. So the first thing I'm going to say here is it's expensive. So the only way you're going to overcome this is if you're doing deals, okay? So you've got to be active. And if you're part-time, if you're first getting started, don't go get your license. It's just too big of a commitment of time and money. It's huge. And really, it's not, the payoff isn't there. The payoff is once you're taking action, doing a lot of deals, you got a lot of things coming through, then all of a sudden the payoff occurs. And so what I suggest beginners do is this. Go out as a real estate investor. Go make some money. Go do some deals. Build up some money and some cash, and then use some of that as an investment in your real estate license, which is going to further your real estate investing career. So you would invest that. Okay, and the next thing I want to talk about has to do with education. Some people say, you know, I'm going to get a real estate license not just because of the money and the MLS access. I'm going to do it for education. All right. I hate to break it to you, but to pass that course to get your real estate license, what you learn in there will do almost nothing to make you money in real estate investing or real estate in general. Do you realize that the average real estate agent in this country earns less than the poverty level in income and they rent their own home? Why is that? Is it because they're all lazy? I don't know about that part, but I will say this. When you get your real estate license, you're not taught how to be successful. What are you taught? Definitions. What's a leasehold estate? Who can exact eminent domain? What is functional obsolescence? You know what my answer to those questions is? Who cares, right? What's it matter? So, some people look at it like it's going to be an education. It isn't. It's a necessary means to get to money and access. And so, the other side of that is some people do it because education is a little bit more comfortable for them. This is their comfort zone, is education. You may know who I'm talking about. Maybe somebody you know. Somebody that doesn't want to get out there and do anything but loves to be in the classroom. They love to learn new things. Their brain just has a heyday with new and exciting ideas. Well, if you want to learn about how the English feudal system has affected today's real estate practices, you're going to get it with that old education when you get your real estate license. But it doesn't mean it's going to help you make any money at all. So, you want to, this really is I put this in the con category, but I just had to throw that out because it really does make a difference. People need to recognize that this is not about helping you be more successful in real estate. This is about helping you get here. And if you're too scared to get out in the real world and you just want to stay in Educationville, then hey, more power to you. Just learn some more stuff. But if you want this investment to actually turn into something bigger and better for you, just get it done as quickly as you can. Get that test passed as quickly as you can so you can get that license hung as quickly as you can. All right. This right here pretty much lays it out. Now, I want to touch on one last thing, and it's access. You can get access to the MLS through some creative ways, and I have an entire video on this, so you can go watch that video. Just real quick, I'll just tell you a couple quick things. Number one, you can actually become an assistant of a broker, even though you're not licensed, and you can get access to the MLS in certain MLS jurisdictions. If you've got a friend or a family member or a close agent friend that is licensed, sometimes, although it's taboo, although the MLS looks down upon this, they can also give you their username and password so you can log into their system. Although the MLS doesn't like it when you do that. And in certain areas, they've actually released some of the closed sales comps. because of some antitrust lawsuits, like I mentioned earlier. So you can get access to the MLS. And the other thing is you can do flat fee listings. I'll put that down here as well. A flat fee listing allows you to list the property and just pay a very, very small fee, a couple $100. And that's what you're going to pay anyways, even if you are licensed, because if you are licensed and you sell one of your own listings, that broker is still going to ask some money from you. You know, even if it's just a small fee, they're not going to let you do your deal and not pay that broker any money whatsoever. So really, financially, it's a loss. I mean, it's a wash. Whatever you'd pay for a flat fee listing is about what you're going to pay your broker if you are licensed. And so the only advantage to being licensed over just doing a flat fee listing is you have a little bit more control over that listing, which is kind of nice. A perfect example is if the deal hasn't sold after like a month, as opposed to dropping the price, you can pull it off the MLS and then put it back on. It's a lot better trick. And you didn't hear that trick from me, but it works really good. Okay, so I'm Phil Pustiowski with freedommentor.com. This video is about if real estate investors should get a real estate license. The answer is absolutely, if they've got the time, if they've got the money, and if they're doing deals. If not, start with doing some deals, raise some money, get some things going, and then do it later on. And for those that want to become full-time real estate investors, I would argue in almost all cases it's mandatory to get your real estate license. That'll take your career to a whole new level. I mean, there is no shame in making 3% on a $500,000 transaction. That's good money. Collect that 15 grand all day long and just keep doing it. It's great money. A lot of agents out there make a lot of money. Okay, again, Phil Pustiowski, freedommentor.com is our website. Watch some more of these videos if you like what you're hearing. Check out our website, see what we're doing. What we do is we train and coach and mentor other investors to success, and we share in the profits with them. Now, we're not a big group. We don't have a ton of room. In fact, we just really select different parts of the country, different people. We don't want to have people in competition with each other. So we're a pretty small knit group. So you may not fit just because of your location. We already have somebody there. But check it out. See if this is something for you. And if you love this video as well, hit us with a comment. Ask me some questions down there. I respond to comments in these videos. I enjoy it. I love it. All right, Phil Pustiowski, Freedom Mentor. Thanks for watching.